With Star Wars Rebels Season 3 just concluding this last Saturday, and Season 4 on the horizon, I decided that for today's video, we are going to count down the top 10 best episodes of Star Wars Rebels so far. Of course, this is all my opinion, and if you would like to say what your opinion is, leave it down in the comments. I try to respond to as many comments as I can, or if you want, you can try and contact me using my Discord, which is in the description down below. So let's just jump right into the list. At number 10, we have Shroud of Darkness, which was Season 2, Episode 18. In Shroud of Darkness, we see Kanan, Ezra, and Ahsoka go to the Jedi Temple on Lothal and trying to find answers about how to defeat Vader. Ezra speaks to Yoda, Kanan gets knighted by the Inquisitor, and we find out that the Inquisitor, or the Grand Inquisitor, was once a temple guard, and Ahsoka sees a ghost of Anakin and finds out that he is Vader. In this episode, we got to see a really cool duel between Kanan and the Grand Inquisitor as a temple guard. We got to see how Ahsoka does react to finding out who her master has become, and we see just Ezra continue his journey as a Jedi in further speaking to Yoda. At number 9, we have The Future of the Force, which was Season 2, Episode 10. The Future of the Force was an episode where Kanan and Ezra went to investigate the Inquisitor's secondary motive, which was to find children of the Force. We see Kanan's first fight with the Inquisitors, and we see Ezra growing as a Force user as he learns how to calm these children, which I thought was really cool. But of course, the coolest part of the entire episode was seeing Ahsoka go against the Inquisitors and showing how Ahsoka has become a lot more powerful than she was in Clone Wars. At number 8, we have Protectors of Concord Dawn, which was episode 13 of Season 2. The Protectors of Concord Dawn started the Mandalorian storyline that is still continuing in Season 3 and is going to continue further in Season 4. We met Fen Rao and we saw this really cool encounter where Kanan talks to Fen Rao and they reminisce about the Clone Wars and how the Mandalorians and Jedi fought together, and it was very cool. We also saw Sabine kind of get in a bit of trouble, and in the end it was cool to see that now Fen Rao is such a prominent character in the Mandalorian storyline, and it's cool to see where he begun. At number 7, we have Legacy on Mandalore, which was in Season 3, Episode 16. This was the final part of the Mandalorian that we see in Season 3 apart from 0 Hour. We see Sabine go against Gar Saxon in an epic lightsaber duel that honestly we saw coming from Trials of the Darksaber, but we didn't think that Sabine would be as proficient as she is. We met Sabine's family, and we really saw Sabine's honestly her best episode, apart from something else that is on this list. At number 6, we have Siege on Lothal, which was the first episode of Season 2. Siege of Lothal has always been one of my favourite episodes of Rebels. Not only do we see Kanan and Ezra go against Vader, but we see Vader go against the fleet, we see his starfighting skills come back, and we also just see some really cool space battles and things that feel like the original trilogy. The only other episode that I have seen of Rebels that achieved this sense of original trilogy space battles was number 5, which is 0 Hour, which is the Season 3 finale. I think a lot of people were underwhelmed with 0 Hour, and of course I don't think it rivals any of the other finales that we've seen, but I feel that 0 Hour was a very well crafted episode. We saw some really cool battles, we saw some Mandalorians. It was a very cool episode to see and a very fitting end to Season 3. My Rebel side of my head is saying that I would rather have seen them attack Lothal, but just my Empire side of my head is saying that that was a really cool triumph for the Empire and for Thrawn. Number 4 on the list is Twin Suns. Twin Suns was an absolutely huge episode that people have been anticipating for years, seeing the final showdown between Maul and Obi-Wan. We see Maul as a broken man, we see Obi-Wan as someone who has come to peace with his life and doesn't want to fight anymore, and the epic emotional showdown, no matter how short, was honestly one of my favourite lightsaber duels in all of Star Wars canon. At number 3, we have Trials of the Darksaber, which was Season 3, Episode 16. This episode was fantastic, even though it was just an episode full of training. We saw Sabine really get to start, and we got to see the training process in full of how to start wielding a lightsaber had you not have force sensitivity. We also see Ezra start to learn how to teach. We see Kanan grow as a teacher. I think this episode will go on to be one of the fan favorites because it is definitely one of mine, and I know for a fact that other people love this episode too, and for good reason. For me, number 2 and number 1 are very close, and number 2 is Fire Across the Galaxy, which was the season 1 finale. Season 1 was a little bumpy, and in fact this is the only episode from season 1 on this list, but Fire Across the Galaxy was incredible. It was just really cool to see the rebels hijack that ship, get Kanan out of there, and that final battle between Kanan and the Grand Inquisitor was absolutely amazing, because we saw Kanan come to grips with what he thought to be the death of Ezra, but we saw him say the now really cool line of,
"No, because I have nothing left to fear."
Almost a sneak peek to how he is now in season 3, when he's blinded and he's now one with the Force and at peace. And number 1, of course, is Twilight of the Apprentice. This episode has almost been watered down in its coolness, because I've seen it so many times. And note that I say almost. We see so much. The death of the Inquisitors. We see Maul dying. We see a Sith temple. We just see so much that will cause ripples until the end of season 3. With Maul, with the Holocron, with so much. And Twilight of the Apprentice, of course, sees the big showdown between Ahsoka and Vader, and it was just an episode full of just awesomeness. So what do you think about my list? Do you agree or disagree? Leave your answers down below in the comments. I'll respond to as many as I can. If this video gets a lot of comments, I'll consider making a follow-up video that kind of goes through you guys' comments, because I do like to do that. For my 500 subscriber special, I did that and it was a lot of fun. I want to tell you guys this now so we can start getting awareness for it, but at 1,000 subscribers, which should happen soon-ish, I'm not sure. If I'm grow at the same rate I am now, it should happen soon. But for 1,000 subscribers, I'm going to be doing a live stream where I answer questions, play some Battlefront, and do some cool style stuff. So at 1,000 subscribers, I'll let you know more about what's going on with that, and you guys will be informed about that. Make sure to like, make sure to subscribe for more content. My Twitter and Discord are down in the description below. Thank you so much for watching, and have a great day.